Yes, welcome along, guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Today is North London Derby Day, and I am shitting myself, politely saying. Let's be fair, Tottenham and Arsenal at the Emirates has never really been a game of football where I go, I'm excited. I've never been excited about a North London derby like this. And on the magnitude for Tottenham, it is exponentially more of a problem. Because at the moment, Tottenham Hotspur are an absolute categoric mess. Absolute mess right now. We are losing games for the sake of losing it. We are at the moment, if we don't win today, we could be sat 14th in the league, 6 points off getting into the top half. I mean, all the people that were going around, we're only 4 points off fourth, 6 points off top six. It's got so bad now where we are absolutely in an absolute shambles. If we lose today and Crystal Palace beat Ipswich tomorrow, we could be at a stage where we are not only... We could be at a stage where we are equal on points with 15th place. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I think we're in an absolute mess. For me, this is one of those... Brian Daigle, you are always welcome on my channel. You never have to ask. I'll send you the link, mate. I'll send you the link, Mr. Daigle. Daigle, I love when Brian Daigle comes on. Me and him have lovely conversations. I can't say debate, though. I'm just playing with you, Daigle. Yeah, always welcome on, my friend. Welcome on. I'll send you the link. Check your phone, my friend. Who we got in? We got George. How you doing, my friend? Big up to you, my friend. I hope. Do you know what? This is a weird game for me. This is a sort of game where I could see us winning and then losing to Everton and losing to Leicester City. How Spursy is that, right? Big up Scott Colliver. Hope you're doing well. Big up to you, my friend. Always here, always here. Big up Archie. Yeah, big up, man. How are you doing, man? Big up. Go and subscribe, man. Mark, go and throw your link in the chat, man. Get subscribing to these boys. They're 2 marks. It should be. I think you need to have the Cook and Sheriff Show. I think that's a great name for a podcast for you guys. The Cook and Sheriff Show. Big up Rinketic. Hope you're doing well. Big up Edgy. If we start off quick and get an early goal, mate, do you know what? The one thing with Spurs at the moment, you don't even have to come out of the blocks for us. I think this actually only matters for me. This is my only opinion. Make sure you can. Sorry if you can't hear me. My mic's over there. Hope you can hear me better now. Is that better? Can you hear me? Oh, my mic actually isn't working. Can you hear me? My mic isn't plugged in. That's probably why it's not making a good sound. There we go. We're plugging the actual microphone, and maybe that will work. My audio was in some weird microcosm. Okay, can you hear me better now, guys? Thumbs up if you can hear me now. Better. It'd be good if I plugged in the freaking mic and not had the little tinny one. Yeah, look. I think for me, do you know what it is what I'll say on this, Angus? I think it's the other way around for me. I think if Spurs come out of the blocks quickly, which we are capable of doing, I think Arsenal might roll into their shells. Arsenal win this game, the longer this stays 0-0. If the longer Arsenal can keep this at 0-0, they will get an opportunity and nick this. This has very much Arsenal winning 1-0 or Tottenham winning 3-2. If that makes some sort of sense. Are we going to Derby with the shittest manager in history? Yes. I think this guy is a terrible manager. I'm not even going to mince my words. I mean, if anyone after watching us against anyone was watching us against Tamworth and thought anything else, sorry. The manager couldn't even find a way to beat a non-league side in 90 minutes. Let that sink in. Pergy, can I have yeah, Angus, if you've got my number, I don't want to if you've got my number, Angus, have you got someone's number? If you've got Daigle's number, you can pass it on to him if you want. If Daigle's got it. let me know. Yeah, you're welcome on. More than welcome. I'll get an Arsenal perspective on it. Kai Havertz scored. Yeah, but I mean, we could. Isn't that Stone? What's the word? Throwing stones for glass houses, kind of thing. Yeah. And this is the thing. We could take the piss, and Angus is right here, by the way. I could see him scoring tonight, so let's not take the fucking piss right at the moment. Big up Rob Ski. Hope you're doing well, mate. Mate, let me know, man. I'll do some design work. I'll sort out your logo as well. I'll sort something out for you, mate. Mark, I'll message you behind the scenes and I'll sort something out for you. And after, yeah, look, I think it goes both ways. I think both teams are really flaky at the moment in there. I think Arsenal obviously will. We say about Arsenal's bad form. Arsenal, for me, when it matters, don't turn up. I've always sat by that. I've always sat by that level of it with Arsenal. That's why I don't think Arsenal winning the league. I don't think Arsenal winning the Champions League, because when it matters, and it showed in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, when it matters, Arsenal don't seem to get it over the line. I don't know if that's the manager. I don't know if that's the players, whatever. But these are the sort of games Arsenal go and win, but then don't go and beat, say, Southampton on the back end of the season when they have to win a game of football. Just my opinion. Who else we've got in the chat? Who else have we got? And Archer, I don't disagree. This manager tactically is one of the worst tactical managers I've ever seen. No one can give me factual information to prove otherwise. All the facts say say the same things. This is what's given him more time than more time beating Arsenal. Yeah, look, I think at the moment we're at a situation where this manager is sort of at a stage where he's given a level of just giving him a level where he gets away with it. I don't understand it, in my opinion. Did I send you the link? Daigle, did I send you the link? Am I going mental? I thought I sent him the link. I've sent it to somebody else, I think. Oops. Sorry, Brian. I thought I sent you the link. I've sent it to somebody else by accident, I think. Okay. Don't know what I've done there. I thought I'd sent you the link. Oh, I sent it in the TOT chat. Oh, I did send it to you in the TOT chat. Okay. Sorry, Brian. I just realised I was like, I couldn't find your name on my WhatsApp, but I've sent it to you now, personally. I can see Arsenal winning this perch, struggling to Tamworth. It was embarrassing. Spurs ain't United to beat Arsenal. No one get, mate. I do you know what? I had a weird feeling. I fancied Man United against Arsenal. I had a weird thing that I thought the referee was so one-sided in that game. Arsenal got so many decisions right. Arsenal got so many in their favour. I thought Dalot was never a red card, second yellow. I don't think he touches him. And the penalty was so soft. What's happened to football? But I think Amarin's a good manager. I said it from the start. When you guys were faltering a little bit, I went, I don't know. But I think he's a good manager, in my opinion. And Sam, you've got to put some sort of real, I think you have to put R as real, F as fake at the end of it, so I know which is one, because I never know with these. Ange Postecoglou on his approach to defending. You don't want to hear my explanation. You'd rather hear that I don't like defending. We're open. He never fucking said that. That we have a ridiculously high line and that we get to that's the narrative. It's true though. Is this guy an idiot? That's true. It's how we defended. What is this guy waffling? And Postecoglou, I don't know if that. I don't know that to have success you need to be strong defensively. I know it doesn't fit the narrative. I'm just a one-dimensional and pretty simple in my approach. He is. That is not a narrative. It's factual. Yeah, guys, make sure you go over to the marks and stuff and subscribe to these guys. Two guys, just proper football chat, proper. That's what we're here for, right? We're here for football conversation. That's the key bit. Yeah, we say I say mentality. I think it's that. I think your manager over. I think it's not just Ange, by the way. So it's not just Arteta. It's Ange. It's all these new managers. Everyone wants to complicate shit. Keep it simple, right? Football's a simple game. It's much easier for you to say I don't care about defending set pieces and we don't work on defending. But the majority of our work is what we do when we don't have the ball. I can't listen to this guy. Guy's an idiot. Big up Daniel Coy's on loan to Liverpool. You're winning the league, mate. Big up. Good move. Good loan spell that is. That's a proper loan spell. Sorry, Sam. I'm going to leave him for now because it stresses me out. The guy, I hate talking about Ange. I hate. He's awful. He's an awful manager. I can't stand him as my manager. Thing is, Spurs win. Arteta seems to be under more pressure than Ange. It's mental, isn't it? By the way, that's mental. By the way, I think Arteta's. I think he's got to go. I'm happy he's there because I don't think Arsenal win anything major with him in charge. Always said that. That's just not a new thing. I've said that for a very, very long time. But I get that. I get your pit point. What we got? L. Ingram said if we look. Even Angus said we'd lose, but we won with 10. No, mate. I thought when you went down to 10 men, I thought he showed real character as a manager. Amorim changed it up, didn't rest on his laurels and get upset because it was a poor decision. I thought it was a very, very good. I thought he tactically got it spot on, Amorim. Pergy, when you signed Ange, I warned you. Yeah, you did. No, granted, I agree. I've always one of those. I gave him the opportunity. I gave him a chance when he did join. But for me, I just find everything about him like boring now. Do you know what I mean? I find him boring. I hate the way he talks. And post Google on defensive tactics. Yeah, mate. You can keep dumping them in. They are mad. Yeah. No, Mark, I'll speak to you up behind the scenes. I'll have a little chat because you've put one of the thumbnails that I designed for you is your icon. I'll let you guys know. Angus, you play against 10 men nearly an hour, and yeah, I agree with that. Big up, Daniel. How you doing? Well, let's not be around the bush here. We aren't getting a result. I agree with too soft. Yeah. But it's one of those weird ones, though. We're the sort of team that would get a result against Arsenal and then lose the next 4 or 5. Like, that is so Spurs, right? Everyone will go absolutely crazy for us winning at the Emirates and then go and lose to Leicester City, Everton. Like, that is a very, very Tottenham thing to do. Nah, not for me. That's ridiculous. I mean, he slid it. He didn't even touch him and he gets yellow carded. Not for me. That's just my opinion. The treatment, mate, Jed Spence's gets treated horrendously. I agree. Big up, Amin. Daniel Cowan. I saw a 26 clip of Ange giving the boys a pre-match dressing room team talk. It seemed like he didn't even believe what he was saying. Mate, I think every time I see this guy talk now, I just don't buy him. Do you know what I mean? You know, this is different from... This, for me, is different from even the state of... Like, this for me is even different from the state of, like, oh, well, like, he's out of his depth. I think he is, but you're right. Every time I see this guy talking to anyone in our team or media, he comes across really spiky. Why do Spurs keep getting hamstrings? Because of the way we play. I'm adamant by it. The way we play allows that to happen. Ange is definitely a winner. Yeah, but you can win at Celtic when you've got the best budgets. Do you know what I mean? It ain't difficult. Look, would any of us have had Neil Lennon in charge or Brendan Rodgers? Do you know what I mean? These lot have won at Celtic. Oh, George, you know my opinions, mate. I can't stand the guy when he talks. Just talks for me. Amorim is a much better manager than this. Look how good Sporting were. And Sporting aren't even the biggest team in Portugal. Porto are, and Benfica. And he turned him into mad. He brought in quality players as well. It's Derby Day, baby. Come on, you Spurs. Just popping us to win 3-2. Late winner from Sonny. Yeah, look, I agree. I think it's going to be... If Spurs have got any opportunities to win this, we've got to go and win. We've got to win the battles when we can, for me. I think if the longer it goes stays at 0-0, I fancy Arsenal to nick it. I think Arsenal will nick it if it stays longer. Longer it goes into 0-0. Spurs have to go and get a couple of goals in front for me. Arteta will leave the end of the season. I think he'll walk himself because his best mate ain't there anymore. Who's his best mate? Sorry, I don't know. If we don't win a trophy and finish 12th, that's unacceptable. I mean, if we should not be in the bottom half. I'll be honest, even if you win a trophy, finishing in the bottom half is still unacceptable. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We're not fucking Stoke. Do you know what I mean? With no disrespect to Stoke fans. We're not Crystal Palace. If Crystal Palace finished 12th and a trophy, that's an amazing season for them. We should be. I know we haven't won loads of late, but we should not be in the bottom half of the table. It's unacceptable. You guys all chatting. Ben, I agree. I think if we can nick anything out of this game, I'll take it. I'll take a draw right now. But the problem is we're now at a stage of the season. You know, normally you'd say, oh, you just take a draw. It's Arsenal. It's a tough game, tough place to go to. You'd take a draw. I don't even think we can take a draw. If we take a draw, we're in trouble still. Do you know what I mean? We're still in trouble. I think that's what people miss, that part of it all. It's all well and good going, I'll have a draw. Yeah, great. But we need more than a draw, right? I get your point, though. I think it'd be tight. If we turn up 2-2, yeah, I think 2-2. I think a draw could be on the cards today. I think it's a draw. I think it's the best. Is it, though? When we say the best time to play Arsenal, what does that mean, Phil? What does that even mean? Like, not for me. I think we need to start playing better. I think my point is we can't sit there. They've got a load of injuries as well as we do. So there's no excuses. We can't use injuries as the example. They've got loads of injuries as well as us. I think we're past getting a league result against big teams. But the thing is, Daniel, we get results against big teams, right? We beat Liverpool in the Cup. We beat Man City in the Cup and in the league. We beat Aston Villa in the league. We get results against big teams. It's the losing, right? We just lose the games that we have to be winning. We lose constantly, man. Ange comes across as a yes man, out of his depth, mate. Honestly, I would love to do Ange contradiction and just put 2 columns up of 2 icons, of 2 pictures up. One when he said one thing and one when he contradicts himself. There's so many counts of him doing that. I'm so bored of it now. 10 separate hamstring injuries this year. Yep, it's 10. 10 hamstring injuries. Yeah, I think Michel Sanchez is a very good manager. You ain't getting Inzaghi. Let's not be mad. I don't think you're getting Inzaghi anytime soon. I think that guy's a top manager at Inter, and he's turning Inter in a real powerhouse at the moment. Just my opinion. This, man, exactly what Mark said. Let's get to 50 likes. Also, guys, just so you know, I've set up a TikTok. I have set up a TikTok. Let me find the link, and I'll dump the link in the chat. Hang on, let me find it. I want you all to go over and follow the TikTok page. I'm just going to be posting random crap on there. Hang on, copy link. Let's go to the channel. I'll do it from my phone. That makes more sense. Hang on, Perchy. Let's go to view channel. I'm live somewhere. Here we are, live. Oh, home, live. Let's turn it down so I don't hear myself speaking. Here we go. Boom. Boom. There you go. I'll pin it if I can. Let me see. Can I pin it from here? No, I can't. I have to go into the studio. Oh, okay, here. I'll pin it now from here. I've decided just to set it up and just see what happens. I don't follow any. I'm not going to be following anyone, so don't feel like I'm being rude because I don't really use TikTok as a social media platform. I don't think it's as a social media, but I just thought I'd do it. Just post a little bit of content on there. So go check it out. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just me chatting, just a quick 60 seconds about football. Let's catch up. So let me catch up. Mate, Phil, I agree. He can't go toe to toe with Arsenal because they'll batter us. I think we've got to sit in today, grind it out, and get our result when we can. Bang on. Guys, don't argue in the chat. Come on, be nice. Bournemouth. Iraola is a proper manager, by the way. What a manager is Iraola. He gets the best out of the players he's got. And George, what annoys me here is when the revisionism and all of it is that Bournemouth do there and everyone goes, "Wow, they've got a better squad than us." No, they don't. You wouldn't have any of their players, barring maybe Semenyo. We'd nick their best player and they've got better. Let that sink in. But yeah, Bournemouth are doing a fabulous job, by the way. We need the win for the AFT troops and League Gunner meltdowns. 12-hour emergency meet, mate. Big up to like League Gunner and troops and stuff. Like AFTV is a bit meh for me, but yeah, no, big up to those lot. Let them crack on. Oh, look who's turned up. Who gave him my freaking link? Who was it? I'm blaming Brian Daigle or I'm blaming. Oh, let me put a headset on. It'll be better. I'm blaming Brian Daigle or I'm blaming the Cough man. How you doing, mate? Was it Daigle?
Not too bad, are you, man?
Where is Daigle?
Yeah, Daigle.
Where did he go?
I don't know.
Daigle said he was coming on and then disappeared.
How you, bud? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good,
not
mate.
Not too bad.
Mate, look, big up Pat Moore as well. What's your Spurs, Tottenham and Arsenal best 11 for you for both teams as of now? Look, I'll let Angus do his team. I'll do mine. For the team available, I would start with today. Kinski in goal, Pedro Porro on the right. Yeah, Pedro Porro. No, wait. No, I'll go Spence on the right. Dragishin Gray, a doggy. Midfield of Sarr and Bissouma. And then I'd say Maddison as well in that 3. And then go Kulu, Son, Solanke. What about your team? That would be my 11 if I was building it. I would drop Porro for the bench.
Saliba, Gabriel, Skelly, Odegaard, Rice,
so start again. So you start again. So Raya,
Timber.
Yep.
Gabriel, Saliba.
Yeah.
Skelly.
Right. Okay.
Odegaard, Partey, Rice.
Odegaard, Partey, Rice. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Martinelli, Havertz, and Trossard.
So you
and that's what I think he'll do.
You don't think he'll start someone like Marino in midfield?
No.
Because I actually think it was exactly that formation that he sets up. That's how I planned it in my head. The only one I thought was about he might go Partey right back, Timber left back, maybe. He could do that.
I don't want him to. I want him to.
I can understand. I can understand. I think Skelly's a good left back, by the way. I think he's come in and look really well, but
he's a midfielder as well, but he's quality on the ball.
I think
he's so calm.
But now it's fine, mate, because we've got Calvary's arrived. The Cavalry's turned up. Yeah, look.
He's actually turned up.
Tottenham on top.
Oh, he's actually turned up.
You know what? First of all, hello to everyone in the chat.
Big up, Brian, my friend.
Hello to you.
Big up, buddy. Big up.
Secondly, the chat is a wonderful thing when I need it as evidence. So I came on and said straight away, "Do you want company in 20 minutes?"
He did. He did say that. He did say that. He did say that.
I've been monitoring the situation. and now I've come in for a concrete conversation. Then, in that very same chat, you even said to Angus, do you want to come on and give an Arsenal perspective? And does anyone have Angus's number to pass on to him? I then passed it to him and told him to check his Insta. So you're trying to say who gave the link out? You told me to, Perchy.
Oh, no.
I also said I'll be there in 20 minutes.
What I would say...
Shame on you both throwing me under the bus.
No.
It's all up here.
No. What it was is, I'll tell you what, Suze will vouch for this, by the way. She's at work at the moment, but if she watches this back, she'll vouch 100% and go, he does all this. I will read this. It's called I've got dyslexia. I'll read a sentence and create a whole new sentence. I read it as, I've only got 20 minutes.
Well.
But it's my bad. My bad. But he has come in. He's come in the Calvary. Look, Daigle, look. We're at a position at the moment where we are at the moment. There's no pretending about it. It is shit. Where we are in the league is shit. Arsenal are doing all right. They're up there, whatever. But tonight, whereas normally when you get to a North London derby, for me, it's always I always sit there and go, do you know what? Playing the Arsenal never easy, especially at their place. I don't even think as a Tottenham fan we can sit there and go, I'll take a draw. You go, do you know what? I'll take a draw if you gave it to me right now. We're at a position in the league right now where even a draw is not good enough anymore.
No, listen, I predicted 2-2. And
I did as well.
I listen, there's two ways to look at it. First of all, I would take a draw just because of the banter to stop all the banter that will come our way. But we were draws aren't good enough anymore.
Yeah,
draws simply aren't good enough anymore. And it's funny you mentioned Everton. So should it go bad, we have Everton and Leicester next.
Yeah,
and then in a little while we have Brentford, Ipswich, and Palace that are all around us. And it sounds stupid to say we need to start getting these wins to climb away from but we do.
But do you know what, Daigle? I did a little bit of research last night. Do you know how many games it took us to get to 16 points in the last games? To get the last 16 points, how many games it took us to get in the league? Do you want to guess?
I don't know. I don't. Do you know what? I'm getting pumped up, ready for war, and getting to the yard. I don't need things to tip me over the edge, so I'm not going to do the thinking. You can tell me though.
To get the last 16 points in the league has taken us 15 games of football.
No way.
50 and do you know what? When I first did it, when I first checked that, I had to go on it and double check. So I was like, no, that can't be right. Have I included like Europa League games by accident? So from the Man United game, no, was it? Yeah, so yeah, from the Man United game in the league to now has got us 17 points. 17. And
wow.
I've always said we're too good to go down. But if we stick to that parameter that we get another 16 points in the next 15 games, we could actually theoretically be in a relegation battle. I don't think we will. I think we'll chip away and get enough results. But when you break it down, because I've always, and everyone that knows me, I've always said when people, we're in a relegation battle, and I went, no, we're not, because we'll win just enough.
Wolves as well, we've got to go to. Sorry, Wolves away, we got to go to. And we all know.
Yeah, Wolves away. And I'll tell you what, their manager, by the way, is just basically picked up a team of quality players and gone, let's not mess around with it. Let's do the basics. Mm-hmm. And look at what he does is let's get Mateus Cunha scoring, and he has. But
Guedes as well is a very good player.
Guedes is a good player. You have who's the other fella? Someone's going to tell me.
Larson really as well, the striker.
Yeah, he's good, but the fast guy on the wing. Is it Fjords?
Cortez?
No, Forbes.
Forbes, yeah.
Who runs like he's Usain Bolt. He's so quick. But for me, I think. Look. Let's get back to the sort of North London derby. And for me, as I said, I think it will be a draw today. I genuinely think it will be a draw. I think somewhere a 1-1, 2-2, something like that. I think there'll be goals today. But isn't it very Spurs though, Brian, for Tottenham to win tonight? Everyone go over the top and then lose the next four.
Listen, do you know what? It is a very typical thing for us to do. But what people have got to remember is, unfortunately, when it comes to this game, we play the occasion, not the game.
I agree.
This is the issue. For all of us right now, I must admit, just as I was getting ready, shaving my head, this felt like, and it always does for me, this feels like Christmas morning or your birthday. It's the day that you look forward to. It's the day you look forward to. It's like, I can't wait to get to the yard. I can't wait to get to the yard. The place to be rocking, blah, blah, blah. But like you were saying,
I've heard a rumour Bobby K's on his way.
Bobby K hasn't been down for a while. He's coming. Yeah, he's coming with it.
And happy birthday, little K, by the way. It's medium
K now. If you see the size of him, I call him medium K. He's grown out a little K. But going back to it, it's the occasion for the fans. This is like everyone at work today or whatever, or taking the day off, is all rallying to get to the pubs now and start, because it's the day of days. It's the occasion for us, but the players should be playing the match. And we've gone to the Emirates since it's been there. And even Angus will admit, we've gone there and we've had better teams than them in these one-off games at times at the Emirates where we should have got the job done. And the occasion has got to us.
Yeah.
The occasion has got to us because their players, obviously, it's a psychology thing. It's a culture thing. And it's very, very, mate, it's so hard to go get a win there for us. To think that, look, the stat, you were mentioning the stat about the points.
Yeah.
Since the Emirates has been open, and I think, was it 2006, Angus, the Emirates opened?
Yeah.
So since 2006, we've won once in the Premier League and won once in the Carabao Cup in 18 years. They've already beaten that at our ground, and we've been there 5 years. They go there and they play the match, not the occasion. And if Spurs go there tonight and play the match, not the occasion, we have every chance.
Yeah.
If we don't, like I said, mate, I know your feelings on Ange, and my feelings on Ange have changed. Still not 100% out, but I'm definitely not 100% in. I was at the 2-2 last season, and you know what? Yeah. We were magnificent. We were absolutely superb in that game, and should have got more. But we didn't. But if they go and put in a performance like that, we'll be okay. If they don't, we'll be in trouble.
Mate, I agree. And before we go, big up, by the way, to Highline for Life. Big up to you. Thank you so much.
What a name.
I do love the name, by the way. That do you know what? That feels like that needs to be like a podcast name. The Highline for Life podcast.
Mate, all I'm here, do you remember Diddy's songs, Bad Boy for Life?
Oh, God.
The Highline for Life.
Ben Ken needs to make a t-shirt of that.
Mate.
What's there? Yeah, we're 100% winning today, 4-1. I love the optimism, by the way. I wish I had that optimism. I love it. Kinski, Spence, Dragoshin, Davis. He said Davis back in, Reggie on left back, Gray, Basuma, Madison. Archie Gray hasn't played in midfield once, mate. I like it. I like the optimism. Son, Solanke, Kulu. But we have to take our chances. I believe in the latter bit. I think Archie Gray will go at centre half today. I don't think Ben Davis will come in, even though I've heard rumours that he's fit.
He's back in training, but I was just about to mention that, Perch. You know, the one thing is, even if he's fit, Davies, I don't want him anywhere near the starting lineup. And it's not because of it. If he was 100% ready to go, match fit and everything, I'd have him in immediately. But if we haven't learned when we brought Van der Ven and Romero back and Rushton back, we got to think long term. And do you risk Davis for this game and he's not 100% and don't last or pulls up? Yeah. Or do you bring him off the bench? Do you bring him off the bench if he's able, give him some minutes, and then he's going to be available?
Maybe.
For Liverpool, for Villa, so as much as if Davies hadn't been injured, straight away it'd be my first choice centre back right now with what we got.
No, I get your point. I just say thank you so much to the super chat. Much love, absolute legend. Thank you so much. I love the optimism. I wish I had that. Guys, got another question, and this is going to be really, really polarizing for you both, because you're both going to sit there and say the complete opposite, because it's a really, really touchy subject. Jun, whichever one of them is right, has put in the chat. Perchy, thoughts on Soulless Campbell Google advert. Now, for me, this human being is the most shameless human being ever. Look, by the way, I'm not like one of these that's going to scream and shout. For me, look, from a business perspective, I'm going to park it for a second. From a business perspective, fair play to Google, because what they've somehow done is got a viral advert. Because let's be fair, this was obviously no. This was obviously a viral advert that was done intentionally for this exact moment. So as my business head goes, wow, do you know what? Fair play on the whole business front. Fair play on the business front, because I go, if I was Google, you're making bank on this guy. Like Arsenal fans like yourself are going to sit there and laugh and go, ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha, hilarious. Look, for me, I know what some fans are saying at the moment. I'm not going to mention names. I'm not going to say what they're saying. They don't like this guy is the devil incarnate. And for me,
will you ever forgive him? Will you ever forgive him?
I'm at the stage where we shouldn't really be caring about what he says. But the problem is this guy, unfortunately, has marketed himself on it now. For me, this guy has marketed himself on it. So for me, you know, when he sits there and moans about, the abuse and stuff. By the way, anyone sending abuse directly to an individual for any reason is an idiot. But I would always sit back and say, hang on a minute. Like, you're doing it obviously on purpose. You're not stupid. Let's be fair. He's not naive. He knows full damn well the reaction will be from Spurs fans. So I don't sit there and feel the sympathy for him.
He's a genius.
No, he's not. He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot.
No. In my opinion, he's a genius because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but yeah, of course he does. But for me, like I sit back and I think when this guy sits there, like, look, Brian, you know my feelings on the whole mental health conversation and stuff like that. And by the way, as I said, I don't condone anyone abusing anyone personally for any sort of reason. But when he does something like that, what's he meant to expect? He can't sit there and go, they're being horrible to me. Well, you've just done something intentionally. Like, it's like me going up. It's like me, and I'm not going to say it in that sense. It's like me going to you, Angus, and going, your mum's an effing this, that, and the other. And then you kick back at me and I go, hang on, what are you doing? You can't be saying that to me. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's my argument with it. As I said, I think we as a fan base should be getting over this guy now, because all we do is talk about him and he's an absolute effing effort. See you next Tuesday. But as a marketer, as Google must be sitting there going, money, money, money. Here comes the money, Shane McMahon style. Like, but my God, this guy doesn't half not need. Sometimes you just gotta go, stop. What are you doing here? Brian,
did you see his interview on AFTV?
Yep, the little bitch.
There we go.
I knew you were going to say that.
Mate,
I'm not at 4,000. Say what you like, mate.
Mate, do you know what? There is something, whether it's 20 years, it's to forget, forgive and forget, like he wants, blah, blah, blah. Do that advert, fine. But you have the nerve, the cheek, and the audacity to go on Don Robbie's show and go, I think it may be about colour and confusion.
Oh,
let me just educate you.
Wait, I've not seen this, by the way. Is that actually what he said?
I'll be right back.
Well, he said maybe it's a colour thing and confusion. So let me just educate. Let me just educate.
I'll let you know.
Educate and unconfuse Sol Campbell. The very next defender that came in after you and is revered as a king by name and by stature is a black man.
And we've got a mural of this man.
Chris Hughton, Edgar Davids, Freddie Canute, Hassel Cotto, Danny Rose, Victor Wanyama. I can go on and on. All people of colour. And this had nothing to do with colour, you little bitch. Nothing to do with confusion. The only person that is confused, Sol, Judas, was you, because this ain't about colour. This is about loyalty, lying, backstabbing, and just being an absolute wanker. So as soon as you bring colour and confusion, you can go fuck yourself for all I care.
Mate, but David, do you know what? Like, I get all of it. Like, when you start playing that card, when there is enough evidence of a fan base that absolutely adore. I mean, when I hear this all the time. I had it when I used to be on that shit Twitter app that I'm not on anymore. I used to have it all the time because I didn't rate Ndombele. I was like, I don't rate it. Oh, well, I said, hang on a minute. My favourite ever player was Ledley King when I watched him. When he was one of the first players I saw, went, wow, what a player, like what a defender. Like we've seen the likes of Dembele, Wanyama's coming through our football club. What are we doing? Danny Roses, Carl Walkers, right? Do you know what I mean? Players that I go, wow, we've had some special football players that have been black. Like, so this notion is ridiculous. But what annoys me, look, as I said, do the advert fine, antagonize him, but don't cry about it. Like, do you know what I mean? If you're going to do it, like, as I said, he has every right to do what he wants. Like, this is a human being that can do whatever he wants. Don't cry about it, though, when you get a bit of abuse back because people are going, oh, well, I don't like the nasty things people say. Well, then don't sit there. For someone that wants for people to get over it, in our views, he does monetize his way of doing it, right? Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm crying at Rob.
What's he said?
Rob Wellspur said, I'm confused. Brian has aged about 10 years in a Rob.
I like it. I love it.
Put it this way, I'm not putting my glasses on because I bear a resemblance to a certain person I hate right now. Yeah, listen, and you know what? Just the final thing I'll say on Judas, so I don't want to waste my breath on an absolute fool, is he also had the nerve at the final season of the Lane to say he was upset he didn't get an invite to the goodbye ceremony. I mean, fuck off. Fuck off. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh man, don't. I think it's actually like legit. It's genuinely embarrassing. Like, Daniel, bang on, read the room. Like, do you know what I mean? It's got nothing to do. We don't like, and that's like Daniel spot on there. Read the room. Like, for me, as I said, if you're gonna like, do you know what? I wouldn't ever been against it if he just owned it and gone, yeah, this is how I feel. Cool. Like, do you know what I mean? Own it. Own the advert. We know you've done it because you're getting a bit of money. Let's be fair. You've not done that advert for nothing. You've done it knowing you're going to get massive traction on it, and like, yeah, and now using the race card, happy days, like, cool, use the race card. It's nonsense. There is overwhelming evidence to prove it, but it makes for a good story, right? Lies make a good story, Brian, right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, this is where Simeon from We Are Tottenham TV got legendary status when he was at an event and Sol Campbell came over.
Yeah, I know what it is.
And he said, yeah, and he asked Sol Campbell, Simeon did, he said, can you talk to us about the importance of loyalty in football?
Brilliant.
Mate, it's fucking brilliant.
Ooh.
It's brilliant.
Ben's dropped one. Do you forgive Van Persie, Angus?
Not a fucking chance, the absolute snake.
Well, there you go.
He can go fuck himself.
And to think, though, Van Persie at least left for financial... You got money out of him, right? Now, look at it from the other aspect of a man that basically told the world he was going to sign a new contract at Tottenham to then be paraded like some...
So,
you have to remember as
well. What you have to remember as well with this is when he said he was prepared to stay, I don't know if people are aware of the contract that him and Sly Andrew, should I say, actually demanded from Spurs. Remember how bad we were at the time and where we were in the league, and remember how football was back then.
Yeah.
He wanted 80 grand a week, which back then weren't even like ridiculous. And he wanted it that if Spurs didn't get Champions League football, he can leave the next season for free. Now, if you're committed to a football club and Spurs made you and Spurs bought you, I'm a Spurs man. Why do you? It's a contract that he knew Spurs weren't going to offer or accept.
Yeah.
Because A, no one was paying 80 grand back then. And B, there was absolutely no chance in hell we were getting Champions League. So when he talks about and said, I want that's the contract that he wanted.
Mate, I think it's Do you know the thing is for me is the term loyalty gets used and rightly so, but as I said,
James. Thank you, James. I'm going to take that now. I'm going to take it Mark Strong, not the other guy. Yeah. Thanks, James. I like that one. I could be Mark Strong.
For me, no, but we talk about Lord, and the thing is like, for example, you use the likes of, if he'd come out and said, look, I want to go to a bigger club, I don't think anyone would have been annoyed by it. You'd have gone, do you know what, it's fine. It was, for me, it was the underhanded part of it all. It was, I'm going to stay. I'm going to tell the world I'm saying. And the thing is it's not like football. It's not like football now, right? Where football now, we hear all the stories, and you, in a way, as football fans, you kind of prepare it. Use Harry Kane, for example, Brian. We knew Harry Kane was leaving that season when he did for months. We heard about rumours about clubs, and then we knew about Bayern Munich, and you kind of, in a way, brace it. Whereas back then, football weren't like that. You found out normally at a press conference, and that's what happened, right? Press conference happened, and Sol Campbell's walking out with Arsene Wenger.
Oh, mate, I remember that day.
And that's the difference, right? You don't prepare for it, and I think that's the difference now. Now with the likes of Romano, you kind of know who's signing most of the time. You didn't get that back then. You knew about football transfers on the paper, in the backs of the paper, the back end of the paper, and you'd only know once a day what was happening. And if your club wasn't a massive, or in teletext, of course, you'd find out. But
well, mate, actually talking about this with contracts as well, you've got to remember, Teddy Sheringham says it every time he gets asked this. He goes, there was no amount of money that could ever get me to sign for Arsenal.
Yeah.
He said it countless amount of times. And he's a Spurs fan. He didn't grow up through Spurs' academy, but he supported Spurs. But he openly said, it don't matter what they would have offered me, I would never, ever, ever sign for Arsenal. I wouldn't. If I was a championship player,
and Patrick Vieira were the exact same.
Yeah,
the exact same.
Exactly. There's just things you do not do. It's just listen. If you look at it, if we take our Spurs hat and Arsenal hat away, he made the right decision, because look where he went on to achieve.
Yeah.
It was never ever going to make anything at Spurs. But the problem everyone has with it as Spurs fans, and he proclaims to have been a Spurs boy, is Sol Campbell was a player back then that you could probably say was the best, or in the top 3 of centre backs in world football at that time. He had his pick of football clubs. He could have gone anywhere for free. He could have had his pick of clubs.
Yeah.
And he chose there. And that's just, if he'd gone to Liverpool, if he'd gone, probably Chelsea would have got the same, but maybe not as because Chelsea weren't even that big back then. But he could have gone to Liverpool. He could have gone to United. He could have gone Barca, Inter. And not one thing would have been said. We'd have been pissed off that he went for free. Would have been absolutely fuming that he went for free. We'd be like, you know what? You deserve better. You're one of the best. You should be competing. But to just walk down the road.
Oh, yeah, don't. It was. It always seems to get brought up on. I mean, it always gets brought, but he stirred the pot on it, man. It opened.
He loves to do it. He loves to do it. He loves to wind you up.
No, yes, but then don't cry about it when people get annoyed by it.
Yeah, that's the point as well. Like, I don't understand why.
As I said, the problem with this human being now is this man is now monetized that transfer himself. His own claim to fame. Let's be fair, he is known now more about that transfer move than all the stuff he won at Arsenal. Right? Do you know what I mean? People that unfortunately that is what it is now. Like, this guy knows the only way this man is relevant is if he talks about that transfer and wind up Spurs fans, because he knows Spurs fans. He knows it means so much to Tottenham fans when it happened. And I think Brian made a great point, right? I think at the time, it was not only going to Arsenal. I think no one would have cared if he'd won nothing at Arsenal. I think that's the painful bit. He went to Arsenal and literally, apart from the Champions League, won it all, right? Won the league loads of times, won the FA Cup.
That clause away from winning.
And I think that's the bit that kills, right? So, look, we don't have to sort of carry on going on about it because it does my nutting. I just wanted to bring it up because someone made up, and I want to blame Jun, who put the comment in a half an hour ago, and now we're still talking about it. Look, Bright, me and Angus had a quick chat on one of the questions that did come in was about lineup. Now,
Yep.
You're the manager at this moment. Who's your starting 11 and why? For Tottenham, that is, of course.
Well, my main starters, and then we can work around it.
Sure.
Obviously, Kinski in goal.
Yes.
Dragusin and Gray for obvious reasons.
Yep.
My midfield would be Bergvall, Bissouma, Maddison.
Okay.
And then my front three is Kulusevski, Solanke, and Son. And the only reason I've left the fullbacks out is because Jed Spence has to play. Has to play. Now it's whether he drops Porro and plays him there and Destiny's back, or he plays Porro and plays him at the left back. Because I don't know where Destiny is on it, but they're both way off the pace at the moment.
And I've heard some that saying Adogi's injured, some are saying he's not. Like, I don't know really what the answer is there.
So for me, I think the only positions I'm debating myself personally, if I was Ange, would be fullbacks. That's the only two, and obviously one of them has to be Jed Spence. It's just where they play him, and then the other one really picks himself, doesn't it?
Yeah, no.
I don't know how true it is. I don't know how true it is for us, but Ethan and Wanyeri might be back.
Well,
I don't know how true that is.
If people are saying Destiny's fit or is injured, then you have to start thinking: are they going to play Davies if available?
Yeah, that would be it though, wouldn't it?
Because then they'll move Archie to left back of all places. Because I've started calling him Google Street View. Because all we do is if there's a position, we just pick him up and plop him in.
That's good.
As for Spence as well, mate. That's the issue. If Destiny's out, do you play Porro and Spence, or do you put Davis at centre back and move Gray to left back? But Spence has to start. But Spence has to be one of those fullbacks for me. Has to.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you not think your midfield would be a little bit weak though, if you played those three?
What? Having Maddison, Bissouma, and who was the other one you said?
Bergvall.
Yeah. Do you not think that's a bit compared to ours? Because we've got power.
We put out is going to be weak to yours.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
The thing that it will bring, Angus, is Pape Matar is way off the pace at the moment. So do you put him in thinking, he's played the North London derby, or Bergvall I love. I think he's grown with every game. He's going to be pumped up. He's got the aggression. He's got to calm down with his rush challenging. I'd love to start Kulusevski over Maddison, but you can't have Johnson in the North London derby not putting the work rate in. And forget about the work rate. Johnson also played 120 minutes against Tamworth. So I think it was fully in mind that Kulu's going right.
Yeah.
So I think that picks itself. The front three picks itself. And Bergvall, out of the non-creative, so to speak, the 6 or the 8, Bergvall would actually be my first pick right now.
Yeah, look, welcome the man, the myth, and the beard. The Cough Man is here.
The final boss.
Welcome
sorry, Tribal Chief. Hello.
Tribal Chief is here.
Yeah.
And the final boss, sorry.
We're here.
We're here. The wrestling terminology. I thought my Shane McMahon one was the only one that was going to be, but it wasn't. Ben, look, I asked a question to David. Welcome to the show, as always. You know you're always welcome.
Yeah.
The question would be, what would your 11 be? I think I've given mine. Brian's given his. What would yours be for the derby?
I think it picks itself, really. You've got to go with a similar... as in... The problem is the manager won't do anything what I told him to. He does it to spite me. You know the manager's going to play Ben Davis tonight. You know he's going to play Ben Davis. He's going to play Ben Davis and Dragoshin because he did it before when Romero and Van der Ven just passed fit. He put them straight in. He does it. He does it. He's going to play Ben Davis and Dragoshin at the back. He's going to play Spence at left back and Porro, who has been shocking, but he's still going to play him at right back.
Porro?
He's going to play Porro.
Mental. If by the way, Porro for me was not one of the worst player against Tamworth on the pitch. I think people talk about Werner and stuff. I thought Porro was horrific against Tamworth.
Yeah.
For me,
he's not going to play Bergvall because everyone wants him to play Bergvall. So he's going to play Basuma, Sarr, and Kulusevski because he doesn't like James Maddison. And then it's going to be Solanke, Johnson, and Sam.
I mean, the
That's
thing
what
is,
he does.
No. The thing is, Ben. The irony is, I actually think he will do that lineup. I don't think it should be that. I think you've got to play Maddison today. Maddison's so important for this.
Yeah. Maddison's probably the only player that actually gets this game. He was excellent in the North London derby last year at the Emirates. Got that really good goal, and that was when Maddison was sort of playing it was when he was playing Maddison in his correct position, which is in the number 10 spot, and not making him track back and all that nonsense. This manager is so predictable. It's so predictable. If he does change it, fair play to him. He's wrong, by the way. He's wrong.
Sam Yuso, damn.
Being hit with the more wrestling.
It's wrong.
I'll be honest. Today feels like a really weird game. Like normally, I get really, really excited, and I get like, I'm nervous. I'm past that. I think it's something that's happened that's made me just go, do you know what? This just feels like any other game because I'm not expecting anything. I don't sit there.
No.
You know when we had Pochettino, and you boys you'll probably attest to what I'm saying. I felt when I used to feel, do you know what? Every game was important because we're winning that, and it meant something for me. Either we could win today, and I wouldn't be going ballistic. We'll see what happens after the game if I do. But my concern is if we do get absolutely pumped tonight, there is no way he keeps his job, right? Surely. But then I feel like I've said that that for months, right?
He will get the second leg of the semi-final. If we go out of the Carabao Cup, Levy's not gonna sack another manager in a semi-final because he's learnt that lesson twice now. He learnt that from
wait, we're in a final.
But you fans love Ants too much. He's not going to go anywhere.
George Graham, when you sacked George Graham and he put in Glenn Hoddle, and then we got battered. And then he learnt it by Jose Mourinho. I think he'll wait until we get knocked out of the Carabao Cup. And then he'll do the deed. That's what I think is going to happen. Of course, if we put a new manager in place before the Liverpool game, I think would give us more of a chance. We get that new manager bounce.
I agree. I actually think like I hear the narrative on it, right? And look, Angus, I'll bring you into it because it's kind of similar to the Arteta situation. I'm the one that is on the record of calling us Arsenal light. I think we're exactly like Arsenal are. We've acted like Arsenal do, but we just do it without the FA Cups, right? I think we are. We're Arsenal light. Look at the dynamic of Arsenal fans on what they say at the moment.
Yeah,
it was everything we were saying. Everything we were saying under the Pochettino era. I hear all we do is we spew out buzzwords. Like we spew out buzzwords all the time.
Yeah,
process, project, phases. Give a manager time. Like it's all the same thing. Like everything. And Brian, we had this back and forward in the chat. I won't use your.
Don't say the word debate.
Don't say the word.
Don't say the word debate.
I won't say it. I won't say it. But we had the back and forward. We had the back and forward in the group chat about it. And like for me, everything that is about Arsenal right now under the Arteta process, project, buzzword galore, use whatever you want, is everything I don't want. Because the problem is I see it a lot. And this isn't directed at you at all, because you have a different mindset to what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the collective, right? I hear all the time, well, look at what Arteta's done. That always gets thrown at people like me, people like Ben, who've been this manager out for months. I've not wanted this manager for a while. And it gets so, look at how long it's taken Arteta. But I go, well, hang on a minute. We utilize using a process and a project that is, in air quotes, of something that hasn't won anything.
Yeah.
Arteta hasn't won anything.
With a team he's built. He gutted out the team that won him the FA Cup and has won nothing since, right? And I think, Angus, I'll come to you, Brian, I'll come to you after, but Angus, I'll come to you, is that, do you see the similarities on what I'm trying to get at here on what you guys have gone through with Mikel Arteta?
Yep, 100%. 100%. Like, it's weird. Like, I thought we would like to do stuff like investment-wise in the squads, the board backing him, all this money kind of stuff. I thought we'd get all the stuff in, but no. He wants to turn us into set-piece FC.
George Graham. And it's what Lee Gunner says. And people are going to be... He calls Arsenal fans the super fans. He calls them super fans, or he calls them the Muppets. It's one of the two of them.
What Turkey said, we're customers. We're customers.
Super fans.
Oh, mate, you're lucky. You're lucky to be customers. We were relegated to clients. We were relegated to client. But what I'm going to say... Go on, Ben, you finish.
Tottenham fans are so busy trying to be the best fan. They're trying to be the best fan. You're not a real fan. I'm a better fan than you because I'm positive. I'm a better fan than you. Like they're saying it's the fans who have supported the club for 45, 50 years in some cases.
Typically TikTok fans, mate.
You've heard him on my show, Graham. Graham has missed 6 games since 1970.
That's incredible, actually. That is impressive, by the way.
He's missed. Big up to the arm of Graham. He's missed 7 games since 1970 or something along those lines. A lot of these proper fans, real fans, would say that Graham is not a real fan because he's not. He's this manager out. He vehemently dislikes this manager.
The new wave of football fan is mad
because he's not high. He's not balls to the wall. He's not over. That's not what supporting a football club is. It's not a fan group. You're watching your football team. Of course, you want your team to win. You want to back your team as much as possible. But you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself.
I'm just literally going to go on with what Perchy said about Arsenal Light because, Angus, I think you're wrong as well. And you're going to back me up with everything I'm going to say as well, and I know you will. The reason we're not Arsenal Light is when Arsenal moved to the Emirates, their manager, Arsene Wenger, who I gave so much respect to for this, openly came out and said, right, guys, listen, until this stadium is paid off, do not expect anything. Do not. We may need to sell big stars. We may need to do this. It's going to be tough times, but once it's built and once it's paid off, we're done. Arsene Wenger continuously got Champions League football for Arsenal. When we moved, we were told this is the game changer. This is what's going to do it. Transfers and we finance the stadium in such a way that it won't affect our spending. So Arsenal and Arsene Wenger, and fair play to him, forewarned them this is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Arsene Wenger still brought success, FA Cups, everything. Now, in the latter part of Arsene Wenger's career, obviously it started going down. It started going down as we started coming up. As soon as we came up and Arsenal was near the end, the Arsenal fans went absolutely nuts. And it may have taken a few years, but once it got to about 4 or 5 years of finishing above them, they're like, no. They acted and they did something about it. They turned up in their thousands, and got change.
Yeah.
And are now back above us. And now they're even unhappy of where they are now. They're unhappy of only challenging for the championship and not getting it over the line. They're now getting annoyed that Arteta's not getting backed. They're now getting annoyed that Arteta isn't the man for the job. They're third in the league.
Yeah.
But we have gone down and down and down and down and down. but it's like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
rebuild.
don't.
It's patience.
Support the
It's
manager.
time.
It's getting better.
It's everything. It's everything. But
It's getting better.
Arsene Wenger forewarned Arsenal what was going to happen. He had the balls.
For 20
Unlike the
for
Kroenke,
20 years, he got us top 4.
Yeah.
For 20
Every
years.
Every year, got them to the promised land of the Champions League. Every year. But he had the balls, unlike the Kroenkes, to come out and say, right, listen, guys, you aren't going to like what's happening. And Henri might have to go, and Van Persie, whoever it may be, we may have to sell to get this paid off. We are going to have to do it. So buckle up. This is going to have to happen. He had the balls to do it. And they stuck by him because they were honest to him. He also had so much credit in the bank with what he'd done for them. But then as soon as we started picking up and taking up, you've got to remember, St. Tottenham's Day, that lasted 6 years. We celebrated those 6 years like we've won the league. 6 years. They did it for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And took the piss. They stood by Arsene Wenger. All right, got near the end. It got really bad.
Yeah.
But they stood by him. And then it was like, you know what? And it weren't just against him. It was against the board. Whether you like to admit it or not, the Arsenal fans, even the beef that people have with AFTV, loads of people hate AFTV, but they dropped their tools, they dropped their weapons and the right said, do you know what? We have a common goal.
Yep.
Let's unite, get this out, and then deal with it. They dealt with it. We're no Arsenal lie because as a football club, we lie. As a football club, we don't have standards. As a football club, we don't have a winning culture. Football club, Arsenal are paved with history. We went into Highbury, the famous marble hall. Arsenal are a team steeped in culture, winning mentality.
Yeah.
Whatever we want to say about them, listen, I despise
history.
them. They are steeped in they're steeped in history. They have traditions.
Well, and
they
even
have prestige.
They Arsenal embrace their history. Was what we do at Tottenham is I don't know who said it, but they talked about the trophies at Tottenham at Hotspur Way. They put them on a separate floor.
Oh, don't.
They put them on a separate floor when you should be walking through. When the Tottenham players walk in to train, they should walk through all the Tottenham because Tottenham have still won 24 trophies. We're still one of the biggest 6 clubs in the league. Let's face it, but in terms of winning trophies, we're still one of the big 6 of winning trophies. But we hide our history and our trophies away. We don't have statues outside the stadium. So if a young lad going with his dad, when the kid says, "Who's the statue of that, Daddy?" and then your dad says, "That's Jimmy Greaves. That's the highest scorer. That was one of the highest scorers ever. This is the first person that won the double." What Tottenham do is we hide our trophies away. We hide our legends. We hide them away. And instead of promoting what we have done, we say Skywalk, NFL. We say Club Shop. We have the enormous sign of the NFL, but we don't actually have on the stadium Tottenham Hotspur written once. Now we've even gotten rid of Tottenham Hotspur off the own bloody badge, for God's sake. Doesn't even say Tottenham Hotspur. It's just a cock on a ball. That's what it is.
Ben, I agree. Do you know what's worse though, Ben? At the moment, do you know what is worse? Is that we've got less than half people have liked the stream. What's going on here, guys? People in the chat, guys. Look, I bought a star-studded panel and Angus on.
Cheers, Benji.
Anytime, my friend. Anytime. Please like the stream. Make sure you're going over to subscribe.
Angus has won a prize. He's with the tribal chief, the final boss, and the chairless.
Hey, I got yeah, please like the stream. That'll be wicked and stuff. If we can get at least over 50 likes, you know the drill, guys. Come on, smash the like button up, and go to Tottenham on Tour and subscribe to these boys. I know have you got stuff coming soon
today.
Hopefully.
Today. I love it. Love it. There you go. Look at Brian Daigle is bringing us content. You love to see it. And go over to the coffee company, of course, because how this man is not on 1,000 subscribers is beyond me. Get subscribing, man. Come on. We are in Operation 1K for the coffee company. We will do all we can. Ben, how far are you from it?
Miles.
No. Number. Hit me number, surely.
Here we go. 222.
Come on, there's 70 of you in here, or at least some of you. Just go over and subscribe, and let's get Ben so we can at least monetize the streams. Does streams every day in the week. Come on, man. Peace out, man. Let's do that. Let's do it. We work together, man.
And hopefully, Perch, when you're back in the UK, we can do some content. We're going to do some skiing streams.
We're
going to go shopping for ski gear.
Ooh. Yeah, a bit of vlogging stuff. We're going to work something out.
Perch and the cough are in the wild.
Oh yeah, definitely. Look, T minus. Oh, talking of another YouTuber's flowed on. Big up Robbie. How you doing, my friend? Welcome along.
Robbie.
Big up Robster.
Robbie's
the pancakeless, the man that didn't eat a pancake until last year.
That was up until a point last year, though, Ben. You can't throw that at me anymore, mate.
Wait,
are we talking
about
about
the majority of your life without even tasting a pancake?
I've tried one now, though, mate. Conversation over.
Robbie, this is where the content is now. Are you talking about a pancake or a crepe?
Oh,
pancake.
Bloody hell. What's happened here?
They're pretty much the same thing, though, aren't they?
No, mate.
Whoa.
Crepe is elite.
Hang on, don't start that
I've
way.
something here.
A crepe is elite.
Yeah, it is.
A pancake is a Temu version of a crepe.
Is the crepe the one that's a little bit more thicker then?
No, thinner. Very thin.
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
Like a cannoli kind of thing. Like a very thin.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. It's all about the crepes.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows how little we care about this football club at the moment.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. That's how it works. Look, Robbie, welcome along to the show, my friend. It's been a while. Guys, as always, make sure you guys are subscribed to Robbie's channel as well. Get someone do it. Get his link in there, man. Let's get Robbie some subscribers. My friend, I've asked everyone else, and I'm going to ask you, anyone that comes in gets that question. What's your lineup and why?
For me, at the minute, I'm going Kinski, Porro at right back, Archie Gray and Draggers in as the centre backs. I would put Spence at left back. You know what?
Wait a minute, sorry, Robbie. Sorry, you know what? I've just realised that's how fucking crap he is, and no one even remembers him. Spence right back, Regulon left back. Everyone has forgot to mention Regulon. That's how
I like how your response was, that's how shit he is. Brilliant. What?
I think one person actually said it in the chat a little while ago, and I forgot to bring it up.
Yeah,
they did.
When we've all said our lineup, one person, I did that whole thing about who goes there. Do we put Ben Davies at centre back and great? Not one person on this panel, and only one person in the chat mentioned Regulon.
It was like when we saw him on the bench a few months ago. It's like Regulon, he still exists. He's still alive, is he? I haven't seen anything about him. But yeah, I think that'd be my back four. Midfield three, I've got a feeling he's not going to go with Maddison for some reason. For me, I'd go with Maddison. I'd go with Bissouma. I'd stick Sarr in there. I wouldn't start Bergvall in this game. And then front three for me, Solanke, Son, Kulusevski on the right. I wouldn't mind if he plays in the midfield though, but then the problem is you've got Johnson in there. I don't think he's cut out for this type of game. He's a sort of tap-in player there, right place, right time. I don't think he's got the steel to take on his man in a game like tonight. So that'd be my lineup. But I mean, honestly, it's like a game of bingo. You just don't know. It's so 50-50. Will he play Maddison? Where's he going to play Kulusevski? There's just no consistency with our lineups, with our results, or anything with this football club at the minute.
Yeah, no, I agree, Robbie. I just think you don't really know. It is a game of bingo on who's going to be playing and where. Like,
I miss bingo.
Buzzword bingo. I've heard about that.
Mate, buzzword bingo, mate. Listen,
the competition's massive, by the way. But
we got a concrete interest today. We got a
no. Ben, if you're going to say it, I only saw it till after. It weren't even concrete interest.
I love
it. Was a concrete inquiry. We have created a step before concrete interest.
Stepping up the grammar.
We've got a concrete interest in
Wow.
Alejandro Garnacho of Manchester United. Concrete interest.
No, it's not concrete interest. Like I just said, Ben, it's a concrete inquiry.
I don't know what. But do you know what?
Was it for Rashford?
You know my opinions on it.
Garnacho.
For me, you know my opinions on it. I think it's
Who's that?
mental.
Who's what?
Who?
Never heard of that guy.
Garnacho for Man U.
Man United's gone at.
Oh, you want Garnacho?
Yeah,
No, we don't.
We've got a
We
concrete
don't.
inquiry.
We've got
I
a
was waiting
concrete
for a second.
inquiry, mate.
Honestly,
We're monitoring the situation.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Angus, you don't know what you're missing, mate.
You-
Buzzword
you-
bingo.
we-
I
we-
do not look. Every
love
day when
it.
I go onto Twitter, I don't even look at the player's name. I look at the text to see what buzzword. I had a bet with Sean Slater yesterday. I had a bet with him to see how long it's going to take for the word seduce to be used.
Yeah.
Oh
He
yes,
had the
Juice is a
21st
good
of
one.
February.
The Juice is
He
a
had
good
the
one.
21st of January. I went for the 29th. It happened the same day.
Yeah.
Seduce came into play yesterday.
Seduce is a very good word for
It's
it.
so
to be
bizarre.
Oh
The
my
way Tottenham do it,
God.
we have Tottenham fans, and I love Tottenham fans, but everyone was going mental saying Kolo Muani's coming. He's going to revolutionise our front line.
He's the next
Blah.
Mbappe.
He's the net. Blah 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 blah. And then I pointed it out, guys. We don't need Kolo Muani.
Can he play centre half?
We've got left wingers. It doesn't. We need a left winger. Kolo Muani is best when he plays in a 2 up top, like he did for Frankfurt, which is why when he's gone to PSG, he's not been good because he's not playing in a 2 up top like he plays for France and for Frankfurt. He can play anywhere in the front line. So you want to buy a player and then deliberately play him out of position, and then when he's crap, because he will be crap, then you're going to blame him and say we haven't got the players. And then Juventus come along. Forza Juventus, wheel corruption. Here we go.
How they've got him for nothing, by the way, is incredible.
Yes,
they're not even
Juventus went, because I know people at Juventus. Did say this.
Exclusive.
Juventus
I
has said,
see.
Ben, exclusive.
Let Ben
Juventus has said to him, guys, Polo, we play 3-5-2 because we're an Italian football side. You can play up front with Vlahovic, and then we're going to play 3-5-2 in the Champions League. And he went, yeah, no, I'm not going to Tottenham. 13th isn't for me, mate. I don't want to be below West Ham.
Mate, it also came out yesterday that Juve. First of all, the buzzword bingo for Muani yesterday. The Juventus went for a dry loan. A dry loan, people. We go a dry loan.
What are we talking about? Are we talking about transfers or bread?
So basically, this dry loan. First of all, we were told that it was the sticking point was the obligation with the option. Juve get him with no option or no obligation, and then it all came out. And it's like, okay, well, we will. Okay, if he wanted an obligation and Spurs didn't want to do it, fine. But then it came out that Juve have promised to pay 100% of Muani's wages. And you're like, there you go. And what you've got to remember, and Philly said it as well, unless they're holding the shirt, blah, 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 it doesn't. And the thing I was getting at yesterday, I didn't know enough about Muani to say whether I wanted him or not. I'm not one of those who will say, oh, yeah, I don't do that. But what people are forgetting is it doesn't matter what Ben, Perchie, Robbie, myself, obviously not Angus being a gooner, or a fellow Spurs. It doesn't matter what we think of the player. What matters if Ange wanted him. And if he was Ange's number one target that he wanted, it shows again that this club.
How can he be, Brian?
Mate,
how can he be? He doesn't play a system that suits him. He plays in a 2 up top.
But mate, listen, he wanted Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson doesn't play in a system that suited him. It doesn't matter.
What you're saying, Aki, is the manager doesn't even know what he wants.
Mate, all I'm saying is you don't know. Listen, he could have played anywhere across the front line. He could have played whether that brings the best out of him. Again, that's neither here nor there. But if Ange Postecoglou said, yes, I can see him as a backup for Solanke, and when I don't need that, he can play on the wing for me. if Ange wanted him, forget what Spurs fans think.
Yep.
The manager has said, this is my number one. This is a primary target for me. And once again, it hasn't happened.
I'll be honest. Do you know what this still represents to me? This is one of those that PSG have been phoning around to a load of people going, we need to get this guy off our registration. Anyone want him, we'll basically give him away to the best offer. And then the players gone, well, Juve have tapped them. Arsenal, I heard, were involved yesterday. So were Man United. And the players gone, I'll go Juve. And what Ben said is probably spot on with it all. But as I said, I weren't dying on the hill.
Play a system that suits him.
But I was one of those, my opinion. I weren't dying on the hill for the whole Kolo Muani saga. I think he's one of those players that needs a club that suits him. I think when he went to PSG, may have been a little bit rash going there as quick as he did, but money talks and all that. But for me, if he came in, I'd have gone, yeah, great. I wouldn't sit there. But the whole thing about the manager, does the manager want him? I'm at the position where, what does the manager want? Because I never know, because we don't seem to buy a collection of players what he wants. He said, I was told all summer that Solanke was perfect for an Ange system. I don't think he's perfect for an Ange system. I think he's one of those players. I feel very sorry for Solanke because I think he's one of those, you want him in your box, lumping the ball in. He's a big boy that can win the ball with his head, but we don't seem to cross a football.
No, we don't.
We have wide players that I don't think we've got one wide player that can cross a football. Not one.
We've got two players that can cross in our squad, and that's Maddison.
I think Porro's capable.
Who?
Maddison and Porro.
I think Porro's capable.
Those are the only two you would say.
Right. And one of them's a fullback, and the other's a central attacking midfielder. So my point is there. So when I'm talking about, you go and get an active winger that can cross a football. By the way, I will elaborate on the fact that I think crossing at the moment is so neglected in football.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, like Brian and Ben, more so. You're more, and that's more of a representative of the others that I feel are a lot younger. I don't actually know how old. Angus is definitely younger than me, so I can say
Angus
that.
is 26 yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm 26. I just turned 26 on Monday.
Yeah, so you're definitely younger than me. So man, Robbie is definitely younger than me, so it's fine. And that's me being polite with it. But I'm not. Ben's a little bit younger than me, but Brian's. But back in the day, we actually used to see wingers crossing footballs. You could sign for any football club, and you'd go, they can cross a football, because everyone was like. It never used to be such a niche market thing. Nowadays, it's finding someone that you go, do you know what? You're a winger that can cross a football. It's alien. That's why I want but we say that though. But back in the day, you didn't have to spend loads and loads of money on someone that could cross a football. Everyone was coached to cross a football if you were a wide player, right?
Yeah, but now the quality you need to be at this level to get Spurs up. And mate, I swear, and I keep saying it. You get a winger. Mate, I was lucky enough. I'll say one that I love seeing, Chris Waddle.
Yep.
Chris Waddle, not only a goal scorer, but my God, that guy would put it on a plate for you.
Yeah.
Ginolas, Bales. The list can go on of players when they just drove to the byline. If we could have got or can get a winger that can put balls in like Mikey Moore did for Werner against Tamworth, Dominic Solanke will be absolutely purring.
It's even worse, Aki, because if you look at our squad, this is the difference between a good manager and a bad manager. Our manager has got the squad, and you've got so much abundance of inside forwards, because we've got a few inside forwards. We've got Sonny, we've got Johnson, and we've got Solanke, who's a main striker, and we've got an abundance of wing backs.
Yeah.
So what a good manager says, until I can play fully the system I want to implement,
bang on.
I play a system that gets the best out of the tools I've got.
Play to your strengths.
You play to your strengths. So Sonny, at his best, when he's with a striker, the striker takes up the two centre-backs. They like was what Harry Kane did for years. He would take the two centre backs, he would turn the shoulder, and he would put the ball in behind, and Sonny would be on the last shoulder, use what pace he's got, get past, goal. Yeah. What does our manager do? He takes a 32-year-old Son Heung-min, who wasn't the most hard-working guy to begin with, wasn't a guy that ever tracked back, which is one of the reasons he had an argument with Hugo Lloris. He never tracked back.
Yeah,
that was someone far out on the left wing. It's not where Sonny's good at. Sonny's good in the box or outside the box, get it out his feet and shoot. The goal he scored in the COVID area when we were playing against, perfect example of what Son Heung-min is great. Ball in behind, on your right foot, top corner. That's what Son Heung-min does.
He whipped it, yeah, I remember that.
Whips it in the top corner. That is what he's one of the best finishers in Europe. Whether you say Son is world class or not, it's all down to interpret what you see about football. But there's one thing that you cannot argue with. Son Heung-min is a world class finisher. When he's got a sight at goal, he puts it in the back of the net. He is a striker. He is a striker. So what does Ange Postecoglou do? He puts him on the left wing.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
Listen, before we go, I've got to start making my move to the yard.
Okay,
Brian, you've got. I want to see a picture with you at Scotland Yard sent to my phone personally, just so I know you've got there. By the way.
Oh mate, I'll get there. That's no problem. I'm off to the greatest pub outside of Tottenham. Actually, I'm going to the greatest pub in the world. What I'm also Bertie, is I've just sent you, and Ben can vouch for it. It's the best pub. I love the yard on match day. Check your WhatsApp because I just sent you the Sol Campbell image of what he said. Everyone in the chat. Everyone in the chat, have a
Brian,
great day.
send it as well on Instagram.
Unless you're Gooners. If you're Gooners, I hope you have a wonderful day up until 8 p.m. Then I hope
George has just put another buzzword. Investigated possibility. Investigated possibility.
Investigated possibility. And investigated was used yesterday. Colin, you got. But I will say, everyone have a great day. And I will say, let me just put this out there. Apparently, from what I was told, Spurs were interested or are interested. I'm laughing as I say this. Spurs are interested to bring him on a loan. And the opening discussion was the amount of his 325,000 grand a week wage that we're willing to cover was 40,000.
Can I just tell you, do you know where Marcus Rashford
40,000.
Do you know where he's going to end up playing?
Arsenal.
Mate, do you know what?
No.
I'll say it now. I'll take Rashford on loan.
Yeah, I'll take Rashford on loan.
I mean,
if he listen, the one last thing I say before I go, because I've got to get you, is look what we've got on the left at the moment.
Yeah.
If Marcus Rashford needs to get out of Manchester, and if he can go back to type when he feels loved again and revert back to his form that he had a couple of years ago, him on the left is pace, power, one thunderbolt of a shot and a guy that actually likes to shoot. If, and they're all big ifs.
And he actually suits Ange's system as well because he likes to arrive late in the box at the back post and score tap-ins.
But the worst thing is the whole thing about the thing that makes me think it's it's so many ifs. But the biggest if of it all is if it did work out and if it did happen, and Spurs wanted to make it permanent, Marcus Rashford's going to need to take at least a 50% pay cut to come, and it ain't happening. So it's pointless bringing him in.
What you ain't going to take?
It's not happening. But on that note,
would you take a pay cut of 320 grand a week? I wouldn't.
But the pay cut, he wouldn't be taking the pay cut though. The player wouldn't be. It's the club.
Yeah.
So if when we talk about pay cuts, it would be about it will be the percentage of what Tottenham will pay to what Man United will pay.
No, not if we make it permanent.
Oh, the permanent's different.
What I'm saying is Spurs are offered apparently 40k to cover, even though we're paying Werner over 100. We're going to pay him 40 apparently. But what I'm saying is it's all well and good bringing him, but if he tears it up and goes back to the Rashford at his devastating best, and Spurs like, okay, let's bring him back full time. If you're Marcus Rashford, are you going down from 325 grand a week to 100? It would take a massive signing on fee, which we won't do. But anyway, I'm off. All I will say, all the Gooners, including you, Angus, have a wonderful day up until 3 p.m. or wherever you are, 8 p.m. wherever you are in the world. 8 p.m. onwards, piss off. I hope your night is torturous and painful.
Yeah,
all the Spurs fans, brace yourself. Brace yourself.
And the same to you, Brian. And the same to you.
Fuck you.
And the same to
Have
you.
an amazing time,
Love
man.
you, Angus. Big love to all of you.
Are you really? Are you gonna?
Love you, buddy.
Angus. Out.
Do you
Take it,
just
bro.
think, Angus? Do you think, Angus, you can say that to
What?
the final boss?
I just did.
God.
It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you think.
I have power. It's fine. We just do
If you
that.
smell what the cough is brewing.
Nah,
Wow.
It
doesn't matter.
Goodbye. But look. Let's get back to a level of severity to this really, really funny show. It's had a laugh, this one. But look, football's come up. Look, let's talk transfers, right? Look, we have got Angus here, so I will let him speak. Even though your like title thing is so big, it covers up half your face, which is quite helpful. No disrespect, no shame. That was harsh.
He's getting roasted.
Roasted. What I'll say, Angus, that you guys have lost Gabriel Jesus, and it was one of those that, like, a lot of Spurs fans. What I'm finding at the moment, I'm hearing it's like an injury off. Ben, you'll probably know what I'm going to talk about here. It's like an injury off. I'm seeing. It's good because I'm not on social media, so it's brilliant. I just get sent stuff in group chats. I just see stuff through group chats, and all I'm seeing is bickering between Arsenal and Spurs. We've had more injuries. We've got more injuries. It's like, grow up, man. Fucking hell, what has happened to football? But you got Spurs fans going, how can Arsenal cry about injuries? Well, I think actually Arsenal got quite a substantial lot of injuries. I think Spurs have got more, but I think Arsenal got a substantial ones, especially in the back line and going forward. I think Jesus getting that ACL injury means he's out for the whole season. He could be out for a very, very long time, by the way. And I
reckon he's gone in summer. He's gone in summer. He's gone.
I don't think he'll be fit in the summer. If his ACL was as bad as it looked, he could be out all summer. And if he's injured in the summer, you can't sell him, right? I think that could be
medical.
That could be one of those 9-month injuries, like those ACL injuries that he got. If it's a
rupture
tier 3,
rupture, so that's a painful one.
That's his second as well.
And if it's a stage 3, that's a 9 to 10 month injury sometimes. Yeah. But anyway,
that's his second ACL injury.
If you're Arsenal, we hear the links of Zubimendi, if that is going to happen or not. We've heard all that. There's no concrete confirmation that's happening.
No, there's no concrete inquiry.
No. There was a concrete inquiry. There's not concrete.
It's advanced talks, apparently. It's advanced talks.
Advanced talks is great. Advanced talks is great, but that doesn't mean anything unless Arsenal activate the release clause. Now, they're saying that Arsenal want to activate the release clause in the summer, which I don't get why you would do it. If you're going to have those conversations right now, get it done right now. I don't get why you wouldn't. Why would, if you're having advanced talks, that normally just not to be like I'll talk over people, but normally how a transfer would work is everyone always says, "I'll just place a bid." I hear that all the time. Just put a bid. That's not how transfers work. You go to the agent. You go, "Do you know what? Is he interested in coming to insert football club?" You negotiate a deal. Well, okay, there you go. Contract. That's relative on the sort of deal that we want to get our player. Now we're going to talk to the club. If Arsenal have got advanced talks, as you're talking about, Angus, to not sign him and activate that release clause, almost seems mental. And hear me out, because if that's the case, do you know what will end up happening? Manchester City will go, do you know what? Hang on. We'll get him in because whatever Arsenal pay him, we'll pay him more and we'll win titles. And then we'll activate that release clause and he's at our club.
You've sort of got to buy him and then loan him back. That's what you got to do.
If you don't need...
Well, that's what we're doing, apparently.
Well, I was hearing that it's... The deal is... What I'm hearing is it's for the summer.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I heard.
But if that... So, like, yeah, in theory, what you could do is pay the deal and then he then stays on the books for the contract to be done. But I don't get why you wouldn't want him now. For me, he's better than all your midfielders.
Yeah.
I don't get why you wouldn't.
Except for maybe Declan
But
Rice.
I think
he's a better footballer. He's a better footballer than Declan Rice, but I think Declan Rice would be.
He does the basics really well.
Declan Rice is more important for this Arsenal team. The idea is you play Declan Rice as the anchor, and then Zubimendi is more the bloke that sits next to him, and just say, you know what,
you not do it.
They could work well together, yeah.
Yeah,
100%. That would be an amazing two in midfield, and then Odegaard in front, just doing what he does best. But I agree. I don't understand Arsenal's position, but if you're saying it's because of FFP, but why would that make a difference in the summer? We're still in the same financial year.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
I don't think it's because of FFP. I don't think it's because of FFP.
It might not be about FFP. It might be more closer to the player wants to see out the season and then a new.
Possibly.
That's the reason why. That's the reason.
Is that? Are you saying?
Remember,
Zubimendi
is a hometown boy there. So he's not.
He's a Basque player. He's from Basque.
He's not going to drop the team mid-season. Because it will be very difficult to replace him because the football club he's at only plays players from that region.
No, it's not a Sociedad.
No, it's not Sociedad. Is it? No, not Bill. Is it
Bilbao?
Bilbao.
Bilbao. Yeah, Sociedad. Yeah.
Wrong club.
Yeah. Different
right
team.
Area, wrong club. Right region, wrong club. But no, I agree. I think Arsenal need a striker. I think we all are probably agreeing on that. I think take away our sort of Tottenham cap.
Arsenal should sign Mbappe, like Angus was saying all year.
Yeah, what was that about? What happened there, Angus? That was weird. That was.
I got deluded. I got deluded, and my head just went on another planet.
You were very, very deluded, my friend. But who do Arsenal get right now? Because let's be fair with it. Is this something where if you're Arsenal, do you go and look for someone you can get for 6 months? Or is this someone that you go and get long term in the thought process of someone like Jesus leaving? So Arsenal have got to quite think about this here because everyone sort of says about, you can't get anyone in January and all this bollocks. Yeah, you can. If you've got money, you can buy players. If you put the right sort of money down, you'll get anybody. We saw Van Dijk go in January, right? Do you know what I mean? When he went to Liverpool, we've all seen big players leave in January. For me, you've got, let's just say, £50 million, Angus. Who do you buy and why? I'll leave it with you, and I'll tell you who I think you should get.
Sesko or on a loan deal, Vlahovic.
He's already turned you down, though, Sesko. He's already said no to you lot. What's to say that he says yes now?
But if you pick them up, he's already said he's staying. He's signed a 1-year contract to stay at RB Leipzig to see out the season. He wants to leave in the summer, apparently.
George, we're going to touch on this in a second because it's fucking hilarious. I'll bring that one up back in 2 seconds, my friend. I think for me, if I was Arsenal, I would either look at the likes of Acuna at Wolves. I think he would be a
really good player.
Brilliant. I think he would be. If I was to look at a sort of that middle of the range striker. Oh, hang on, someone's at my door. 1 second, carry on.
Whoa, who's at Perchy's house? Yeah, who's at Perchy's house? This is a new game. Who's at Perchy's house?
It might be another chair delivery, or his chair now being taken away.
He doesn't believe in chairs, Robbie. He don't believe in chairs.
He'll be stood up again.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to go for Sesko. Arsenal do have the financial might to get a player, but they just don't use it. We
never have done, to be fair. The only big player that I remember signing in January is Aubameyang.
Yeah,
that's the only big player I remember signing in January. Which was 60 million.
I think you lot have got the foundations laid down though. So Arteta's gotten you to a certain point. I think you need 2 things now with the team you've got. You need that killer up top, and you need that winning manager. If you can get both of them, I think you'll win the league. And I hate saying it, but I feel like that's what's missing with Arsenal because you've got that solid defence. You've got that solid midfield for the most part. If you can go out there, and it is unlikely, but really just no one else will sign Isak. Just put everything, every penny that you've got towards that guy, or Guy Opres, or a killer who's going to come in and do a job for you and bury chances.
Gyökeres is someone you could get, but it will cost you. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
you've got
100 million.
That is
That's the
80,
problem.
90 million. I don't think you're spending that on a player.
No.
I think for the time being, you need to look at that. At this moment in time, you need a guy that's going to get you through this season, because the top players are not going to move in January unless it's silly money. So maybe Sesko might be a good deal to make.
I think Cunha's a good shout.
Cunha's a very good shout.
Isn't he injured though? Isn't he injured?
No, Cunha is is suspended. He's suspended for 2 games. Yeah, that's a sign, and you should. I mean, I would love Tottenham to sign a Cunha, but it's never going to happen.
The other player I'd love is Mbeumo. I love Mbeumo.
Mbeumo's another player.
He's
Mbeumo
brilliant,
you can sign, but that's another player you've got to put 70 million on the table for. That's a lot of money.
But is he that out and out target man up top? It's one of them. I think he's better than most of the winners.
But he's mostly off the left wing.
But I think you guys could do with that old school sort of like centre back, target forward up top, give him a chance, he'll put it in the back of the net. That sort of player. I think someone like Mbeumo is great.
What you're saying, Robbie, is they need Chris Wood.
I genuinely think Chris Wood would do all right. It wouldn't be an exciting one, but I think he'd do all right at Arsenal. I just think, if you bring in an Mbeumo, as good as he is, he's another Martinelli, Saka.
And Mbeumo is someone that competes with Martinelli and Trossard, because Trossard
Mbeumo's better than both of them. Mbeumo's better than both of them.
I agree, yeah. But I feel like you need that
very
killer.
good. I think Trossard is better off the bench, though. That's the problem. I think Martinelli...
Yeah, Trossard is better off the bench, 100%.
Martinelli is very overrated. I think Arsenal fans went well too early about Martinelli, thinking he was better. A lot of Arsenal fans were saying he was better than Son, for God's sake, when Son was in his pomp, which is madness. You just need the right players. And Mbeumo's a good player, and I think you could sign him. I would love him as another player. I'd love Mbeumo at Spurs. I think he'd be great for Tottenham.
Someone like him or Semenyo at our football club.
Semenyo.
What about Vlahovic for us, striker-wise?
He doesn't. He wants to go to a big club. He'll go to a big club if he leaves. And again,
we're a big club.
You're not Real Madrid though.
Yeah, but he wants if. Mwani goes to Juventus want to sell him as well, though.
He wants 350k a week, which Arsenal, after the Ozil and Aubameyang situation, won't pay that sort of money to a player. I think you're looking for that for wages as well. I think Vlahovic he wants to go to a winning team, especially leaving Juventus. He wants that step up. That's what I think, but. Obviously, if you put the money down for Vlahovic, you can have him. Juventus will.
What about on loan though for 6 months?
What was that?
A 6 months loan deal.
Not for Vlahovic. He's not leaving for 6 months.
Do you not think you're better off though if you want to spend big money on a player, even if you don't get them in January? Identify that target, because what I keep seeing with Arsenal, one day Arsenal could go for this striker, the next day in the summer Arsenal would go for this striker. Identify that one guy. If it's 100 million, keep going for that one person.
Thanks for holding the thought, guys.
We've identified someone. It's Isak. Isak's the one.
Isak's
the one.
Again, Isak is not going to go to Arsenal. If he leaves Newcastle, he's going to a team that win things. He's going to a
Isak said he wants to join us. Isak has said he wants to join us.
When did he say that? When did he say it?
He said it in
your dreams.
Bollocks, mate. Sorry, don't. No disrespect, man.
Oh, okay, it's bollocks, is it? Okay.
Bullshit. Okay. Do you know what? No, the reason why I say it. Isak to Arsenal as a premise, yes. The question is can Arsenal spend the level of money to bring in a player from Newcastle?
90 million for Isak.
And the rest.
If he want to win the big trophies, we've got to spend the big money.
Yeah, but the thing, that I get your point. Are Arsenal going to be that team? The thing is that's the sort of team that will go and get Isak will be a PSG,
a Man City,
because they'll put 100. Man City won't because they won't need.
But if they didn't have Haaland, that's what I'm saying.
Huh? Yeah, but
if they didn't have Haaland, that's just like
if Haaland went to Real Madrid, for example,
They buy Isak. He's the heir replacement. That's the problem, right? No, but players say all this crap all the time. Like, I don't believe players when they say shit like this. Mate, look, we just literally had the whole fucking rundown about fucking Sol Campbell, right? Like, he said a load of shit. Do you know what I mean? Football players say, oh, Ben, you've got to shoot, have you?
Yeah, I've got to shoot.
Okay, well, look, I'll wrap up there. Look, I want to, before you do go, I'll let you get your quick point on this one. I'll move on swiftly. We've got to go in for 10 more minutes. Everyone okay with that?
I really have. I've got a reservation I've got to get to.
Ben, before you run, Real Madrid are preparing a move for Tottenham star Archie Gray in January, according to some Spanish news article.
Fichajes.
Thank you. Ben, how much to the near of true to bollocks is this?
Massive bollocks.
Nil point.
Massive
point.
Yeah,
For
there's
me,
no chance.
If
The biggest load of bullshit ever.
do you know what it is? Do you know what really annoys me? This is the sort of thing. Player has a good few games, gets linked. Young player has a good few games, gets linked.
They are doing it. They're doing
Tottenham
it.
star.
Yeah, no, but
He's
but
not
my
quite a
point is,
star.
every young player. I remember how many times every young player gets linked to Real Madrid the second they have a few good games. For me, if Archie Gray got a hit, I will give Angus my YouTube channel. If Archie Gray in January goes to Real Madrid, he can have it fully monetized as it is now. If he goes there, I said it. It will be an Arsenal channel on the 1st of February. If Archie Gray is holding up a Real Madrid shirt, there, I said it now. I'm that
January the 29th. Here we go.
Here we go. Watch it, yeah. But look, let's be fair. Look,
He's not going to make it into an Arsenal channel. He's going to make it into a chair channel. And Angus is just going to go through all the chair shops in Spain. Oh, look at this lovely chair. Oh, look at this chair. This is from Peppermill Interiors. Look at that lovely leather. Look at it. Look how good this is.
Angus will ban me.
Real nice.
Ben? I'll leave it. I know you have to. I know you have to run.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend this is true. What figure would you accept? Plus, what offer would you think Tottenham accept? And then I'll go around when you go.
I would accept 80 million because he's an unknown quantity and you're paying for potential. Tottenham will ask for 100.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I would accept it around that. I think that's a fair one. I know you got to shoot. Ben, thanks for coming on, by the way. I'll message you after anyway. We'll
cheers, Pat. Cheers, Robbie.
Always a pleasure.
Big up, buddy.
Nice, mate.
Guys in the chat, go and subscribe to the coffee company. You absolute
I promise if we beat you, I won't message you.
You can message me, Angus. You can message me.
I'll just block.
Cheers,
Angus hasn't got my number for a reason. Yeah, take care, Ben.
And as always,
Angus out. Angus out.
Thanks.
Angus out. Guys, thanks, Ben. Absolute pleasure. Guys, we're going to go for about 5 or so more minutes. We'll go for a few more minutes.
That's fine.
Robbie, we're entertaining this absolute garbage article that's not going to happen. As in, I stand by it. Price you would accept right now to price Tottenham accept right now?
70 to 80 million, probably similar to what Ben said. I think that's pretty fair, in all honesty.
And what the club would accept?
So you don't know with the club, they could go 90 million or like 120 million and be stupid. I'd say like 110. 110.
Yeah, I think around Angus, I don't even know if I want to ask your opinion. What do you think?
60. 60 the most, and then 90 Tottenham.
Yeah, I don't think Tottenham. I don't think Tottenham accept anything. By the way, I don't think it's a thing. This is just, as I said, when young player has a good game, good few games, and then gets
Madrid.
Yeah,
they're the Spanish. They're the English version of the Sun. Don't believe anything they say.
Oh, I know. I know. Trust me, it's nonsense. It's as I said, young player has a good game, gets linked to Real Madrid. It happens every single time. I don't think we have a relationship with Real Madrid. They just nick our best players all the time.
It's a pretty one-sided relationship, if there is one.
Much, I mean,
not much give and take.
What did we get from Real Madrid? We got Van der Vaart, did well. We got Region shit. We got a Bale basically used us to get fit. That's what
Yeah,
we
they
got
just
from
use
got
us.
Ozil.
They use us.
We got
Bale,
Ozil.
Modric.
So
Have they got page 3? Unbelievable. Guys, as I said, we're going to go for 5 or so more minutes. Let's do some predictions. Why not? Let's run through it. I'll start with the guest on the show that is Angus. We'll start with you. And everyone in the chat, get your score predictions in. Right now, you have £10 to put it on the score. What are you going with and why?
Depends if.
No, there's no depending.
You've
got £10.
2-1. 2-1.
2-1 Arsenal. I assume that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Who scores and why?
Do you know what? Just to piss you off, the donkey.
That wouldn't piss me off. I don't know.
No,
What doesn't
not
piss
you,
me off?
but not you.
What
Not
would
you,
piss me
obviously.
off is
Your
if
fans.
Sol Campbell comes off the bench, gets changed and scores ahead. That's what would annoy me. Not if the donkey.
Do you know what? He actually might be there tonight as well. He might actually be there tonight.
Oh, 100% he's going to be there.
Yeah,
100%.
He'll be lapping it up.
He'll be there.
So you're saying that Havertz scores. Who
And
else?
Odegaard penalty.
Okay. Robbie, I'm going to leave it with you now. Predictions and why.
Oh, mate, it's such a tough one. I'm flip-flopping every 4 hours on this one. If we set up correctly, play similar to how we did against Liverpool or Man City, I'm going to be brash and arrogant and say 2-1 Spurs. I genuinely think, with the way Arsenal are at the minute, with a blueprint on how you play them and how we played against Liverpool and City, we can get a win. Goal scorers, I mean, Havertz, the guy who can't hit a bundle, he's bound to score in this game.
Yeah.
For us, I think Solanke will get a goal, and I think Kulusevski. I genuinely think we can go there tonight. I mean, this is the best chance in a few years we've had of actually beating these lot. The last few years, I've headed into the time thinking, oh, what's the point? And I see some people are, and fair enough.
Can I ask you one thing?
But yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you one thing? Why is there so much chest from Tottenham fans thinking they're going to smash us? Because I've seen a
I
lot
don't
of
think
people
we're going to
say-
smash you.
What do you mean chest? What does that mean?
I don't think we're going to smash
There's
you.
a lot.
Your mic's gone weird, by the way. Is it just me?
No, I can't hear him.
I can't hear. You have to say it again, Ang. No, the word you said, mate.
I'm just saying, like, I've seen that a lot of people have a lot of chest.
Well, what does that mean? I
From
hear
your
this word
fans.
all the time. What does it mean, though?
Do you mean
Chest.
confidence, sort of heading into the
Yeah,
game?
a lot of confidence, basically.
I
Like,
think
things
it's
you could go with.
because, mate,
But
I'll
it's a
explain it from
derby.
my point of view.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Yeah, I'll explain it from my point of view. If it's all right, Perchy. I think a lot of fans heading into the derby. I mean, I'm delusional on derby day compared to other days because there's that emotion, there's the banter, and you're going to be able to give to people the day after or not. So you get up for it. You know, I want to watch the game and be up for it. I'm not going to be up for it if I'm thinking we're going to get hammered. But also because I've been watching Arsenal whilst you lot are in a far better position to. Whilst you lot are in a far better position than us, league-wise, I haven't seen you, you know, apart from Forest and Palace, yeah, but apart from those two games, I don't think you're as capable of a randomly unreal performance as we are. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're shit. We're worse than you, but we can turn up and beat Man City 4-0 just out of nowhere and the next week lose to Ipswich. So I think we got a chance.
No, I think it's a weird one, right? I think I always say the rule book goes out the window on Derby Day. Always has done. I've always stand by that. Like it's for me. When we talk about chest again, someone put in a great. Who is it? Page 3 talk again. What are we doing here? Jokes aside. But for me, I can kind of understand why people have a little bit of chest, if that's what you want to call it, because the one thing Spurs can do is nick a good result, big result. Can do. I'm not saying we will. I'm not saying we won't. But Spurs this season have shown they can nick a good result. Beat Man United twice. Beat Man City twice. Beat Villa away. Spurs can win those games of football. So it's not out of the realms where Spurs can't win today. Do I think they will? No, I don't think Spurs will win today. I think this is going to be a tetchy game. I've gone score draw 2-2. Desmond. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw today, but I think it all sort of stems on how teams play. I think if Spurs go out there and try and outplay Arsenal today, could be a hammering.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if Spurs use the blueprint when they beat Man United twice, beat Man City, beat Aston Villa, and use the blueprint of going, do you know what? We're going to exploit their fullbacks today. They're going to be playing a Timber that's only just come back from injury. A young lad in Skelly, who I think is a good player, but still a young lad. Exploit those wide areas. And you can cause Arsenal trouble.
Yeah.
It could be that way, because the one thing what Arsenal are very good at is playing that way. If you can dictate the game of football, so Arsenal have to be the ones that are pushing higher up. Can we exploit them? Yes. Am I sitting there getting a little bit carried away? Probably. Because knowing our luck, we'll end up getting battered 4-2 today, and it'll be like, oh, here we go again.
The good old days. I remember them.
But what I will say on this is on the manager now. I think if he doesn't win this game of football, he will be sacked. And
I don't think he will be. He should be.
Robbie,
I don't think he should be. I don't think so, though.
I don't think. I get. No, I'm sorry. My point is for me, he should be sacked if he doesn't win today. And look, and people go, you can't put that on a North London derby. This isn't about one game of football. No. This is a manager that would have lost 11 games of football. Is it? He's lost 10 already. 11
we could be 14th tomorrow as well.
We could be 14th, and by the end of play tomorrow, we could be level on points with 15th in Crystal Palace, who played
6 points off relegation.
Exactly right. Bad.
Last season,
on, man.
How many games did you lose? Season, how many games did you lose?
Do I have to check VAR?
I think it was like 10, 11.
Let me VAR this one. I can't remember. Tottenham table last season. Spurs lost 12 games last season. 12, and we're at the moment. And we're at the moment. We're at 10 already. We are 2 defeats away from matching last season.
And but you said it there, Perchy. It's what annoys me. We lose the game when people are, it's one game. You can't put it on Ange. So stop looking at things so individually. If you're looking at the bigger picture, it's one game added on to another game, added on to another one. It's everything since last November, really. But for me, he won't be sacked until we're out of all the cups unless we win one. If he does win a couple of trophies, then it does change my mind personally. But for me, I think he'll stay until we're out of the cups. And for me, we're not title contending. Like we're not a title contending team. Like you said, Perchy, but we've got better players than a lot of teams above us.
We should not be 14th in the league, right? For example,
100%. But the managers above us are playing to their players' strengths. They're getting the most out of them. Our guy isn't. And I mean, you're going to have some fans tonight if we lose going, it's one game. Let's say we lose 3-2. We had more chances. It's a North London derby loss if we lose tonight, added on to being 14th in the table and just a shambles. People say, we can't return to where we were in the 90s. I didn't live to it.
We're literally worse than that.
This is it. This is it. The 90s.
Look, and we're going to wrap it on that. So everyone's got their scores in. Everyone in the chat has put their scores in. Guys, look, I want to say thank you very much for coming on. It's been a couple of good hours. I've had a really good time. Thank you so much. I've redirected you over. I think Sav's got a show on with Stel on now. So go over there. What should we tell them to raid? What should we call it? The raid?
Come on, you Gunners.
No, you can do one.
We should put on it.
Perch raid.
Perchy Coglu raid. Send it over there. Go over there and spread the love. As always, go and subscribe to all the guys that have been on. Go and subscribe to Robbie as well. Make sure his link is in there. Thank you so much, guys. Look, absolute pleasure. Come on, you Spurs. Angus, if you find my number and message me, screw you. If we lose, if we win, I'll find your number and I'll message you. Look, guys, I've got to shoot. I'm going to get going.
You will not find me. I will be invisible.
Oh, you are. That's true. That is the most Angus thing ever. Guys, thank you much. Go and spread the love in the in Football Heritage and go and enjoy it. Guys, take care. Peace and out. Bye-bye.